Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Q4 and FY'25 earnings conference call for Sarda Energy and Minerals Limited. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on a touch-tone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Ankit from Stellar Investor Relations. Thank you and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Abhirat. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. To discuss Q4 and FY'25 business performance, we have with us the senior management team of Sarda Energy and Minerals, represented by Mr. Pankaj Sarda, Managing Director, and Mr. Nilay Joshi, Executive Director. Before we proceed with this call, I would like to mention that some of the statements made in today's call may be forward-looking in nature and may involve risks and uncertainties. The company also undertakes no obligation to update any forward-looking statements to reflect developments that occur after the statement is made. Documents relating to the company's financial performance, including investor presentation, have been uploaded on the stock exchange and company website. I now hand over the conference to Mr. Pankaj Sarda, and then we'll open the floor for Q&A. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sarda Energy's Q4 FY'25 earnings call. Macroeconomic overview. The reciprocal tariff imposed by the USA has disrupted global trade and fostered a shift towards protectionism. While the full impact is yet to be realized, India remains relatively well positioned due to strong domestic demand, a growing manufacturing base, and the increasing focus of developed economies on diversifying supply chains. However, the dumping of goods from countries with which we have free trade agreements continue to pose challenges. The government remains vigilant and responsive with policy actions. The safeguard duty imposed on certain steel products in April has effectively curtailed cheap imports. India's fiscal deficit is projected to decline to 4.4% in FY'26, down from an estimated 4.8% in FY'25. The RBI has infused liquidity into the banking system to ease interest rates, recently reducing the repo rate by another 0.25%. Inflation data suggests a continued easing trend. Banks have reduced deposit rates and loan interest rates are expected to follow, which should bolster consumption and capital expenditure. Operational performance. FY'25 was a landmark year in our growth journey, marked by the successful acquisition and integration of SKS Power Generation Chhattisgarh Limited. We achieved record high production across coal, iron ore pellet from the newly acquired IPP. Hydropower generation grew by 5% YOY, supported by a strong monsoon. The IPP thermal power plant delivered significantly improved performance, achieving a plant load factor PLF of 80.42% in Q4, despite a fire incident that shut down one unit for 27 days, and 73.32% for the full year, up from 56% in FY'24. Continuing operational efficiency measures played a key role in this improvement. Temporary shutdowns at our steel plant and one ferroalloys furnace for modifications led to a dip in production of metal products for the quarter. A multi-pronged strategy to reduce carbon footprints includes the adoption of solar power, the replacement of diesel vehicles with electric ones, and the successful registration of our waste heat recovery project with IRAC for carbon credits. Expansion and project updates. Coal mines. Gare Palma 4/7. Final approval for increasing mining capacity from 1.68 million ton to 1.8 million ton is expected in this quarter. Gare Palma 4/5. Revised block boundaries requires fresh approval. Been granted 57 months to commence production. Shahpur West Coal Mine. Mine opening permission was received on 10th of March 2025. Mine development work has commenced and production is expected before the end of the next financial year. Bartunga Hill JV Coal Mine. DPR and mining plans have been submitted to SECL and are under Forest land diversion approval is underway. Power plants. Reher Hydropower Project 25 megawatt. The trial run of the plant is complete. Commercial operations will commence when water flow improves. The PPA is expected to be finalized this quarter. Kotebera Hydropower Project 25 megawatt. The project is in the approval stage with work expected to begin by mid FY'26. Two additional small hydropower projects are in varying stages of approval. Captive solar plant. Execution is delayed due to the issues at the end of the EPC contractor, that is Gensol. Most equipments have been delivered and transmission line working is ongoing. Project commissioning is expected in current financial year. 30 megawatt TG set replacement. Work is on schedule with operations expected to begin by mid FY'27. Mineral wool project. Operations commenced on 28th March 2025. Market response to the product has been positive. I would now hand over to Mr. Nilay Joshi to discuss financial performance.
Thank you, Pankaj Bhaiya. Financial performance for the quarter FY'25 and full year financial year 25. In Q4 FY'25, the company achieved consolidated revenue of rupees 1,239 crores, registering a growth of 39% YOY. However, revenue declined quarter on quarter by 6% due to the seasonal effect in the hydropower business, lower power sale realization, and shutdown of the steel and ferroalloys plant for modifications. Revenue grew by 20% YOY. Profitability. Despite challenges in the steel and ferroalloy segment due to a downturn in prices, operating EBITDA for the quarter increased YOY from 162 crores to 273 crores, and consolidated profit after tax grew 14% YOY to 100 crores. Operating EBITDA for the full year grew 56% to 1247 crores, and PAT grew 34% to 702 crores. One noteworthy observation is that the energy vertical between hydropower and thermal power, it has already contributed almost 50% of EBIT, earnings before interest and tax, in FY'25. And this contribution is expected to increase further in FY'26 with the full year of operation of the 600 megawatt thermal power plant and the improving PLFs. Debt and liquidity. Net consolidated debt, including working capital loans, stood below 1,600 crores, less than 1,600 crores. Long-term loans repayable within the next year amount to rupees 235 crores. Liquidity remains strong on the balance sheet with cash and liquid investments exceeding 1,250 crores, which is in addition to loans given as part of treasury investments. I now hand over back to Mr. Pankaj Sarda to discuss the steel and ferroalloys industry overview and outlook. Over to Pankaj ji.
Thank you, Nilesh. Industry overview. In FY'25, global steel production declined by over 3% to 1839 million ton, with China down by 0.6%. India bucked the trend with a 5.6% increase, producing 152 million ton. Domestic finished steel demand also grew by 12%. Despite strong demand, steel prices declined due to increased imports and reduced exports. Net steel imports rose to 4.2 million ton, up from 1.1 million ton in FY'24. Domestic crude steel production in Q4 FY'25 was 40.1 million ton, up 7% YOY and 4% QOQ. Finished steel consumption rose by 3% QOQ to 40.3 million ton. China's steel exports remained high despite reduced production driven by weaker domestic demand. Q4 FY'25 exports increased by 6.3% to 27.429 million ton. Many countries have introduced safeguard measures against cheaper Chinese steel imports. Indian coal production crossed 1 billion tons in FY'25, growing by 5%. Coal imports fell by 9%, saving $6.93 billion in forex. The Indian coal index declined by 14.56%, and coking coal prices also softened, partly offsetting margin compression. The central government has introduced incentives for underground mining, including upfront fee waivers, reduced performance guarantees, and lower minimum bid prices. Ferroalloys exports dropped to 106,000 metric ton from 115,000 metric ton due to lower production. Exchange power prices fell by 17% in FY'25 to 4.31 rupees from rupees 5.17 in FY'24 and declined by 10% YOY in Q4. Outlook. RBI's liquidity measures and government spending are expected to support economic growth and credit expansions. China's recent cut in the reserve requirement ratio has released $138.6 billion into global markets. Safeguard measures taken by India should improve margins in the domestic steel industry. India continues to be the fastest growing major economy, driven by robust domestic demand and demographics. A reversal in the interest rate cycle will enhance competitiveness and spur capital investments, boosting demand for steel and other metals. Full year of operations for the 600 megawatt thermal power plant, improved PLF, better realization in the IPP business, and lower finance costs are expected to further strengthen profitability. That concludes our performance and outlook. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on the touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Marcel, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah, one suggestion is there because now we have got this thermal power plant of 600 megawatt, and our existing hydro are very small capacity like 130 megawatt in Sikkim, another 20-30 megawatt something else. And moreover, these hydro are seasonal, like they basically operate at a good speed only in the Q2 of the FY and the first quarter, you can say, of the moderate capacity. But unfortunately, we have seen that in the segment reporting, you have put only one power. So I encourage and request that this should be divided. This segment should be divided in two parts. Number one should be thermal power, and number two will be hydro, or you can say hydro power. So that the results are comparable. Now, for example, in the Q4 results just announced, our Sikkim power plant is almost closed. But we see still good profitability coming in power because of the thermal power plant. So this is distorting the result. So please, going forward, kindly have two separate segments, one for the thermal power, one for the hydro power.
Okay, sir. We'll look into that. Still, if you want to get some idea, you refer to slide number 5 of the investor presentation, where you will get on the hydropower, the revenue and EBITDA margin details. But I take a suggestion.
But sir, we can refer that. I already made, I even saw this, for example, last year, that what was the, for example, in the Q4, what was the hydropower, it was minuscule, so I could get some idea. But again, this, the profitability is much higher in hydro as compared to thermal because Robert is almost free there. So whatever we from the sale only, we cannot see this profitability. So that's why, because see.
No, suggestion will take it.
Yeah, thank you. And second thing that where do we stand in terms of, for example, another appeal going to Supreme Court, what is the for example, it's likely result, are you anticipating? Number two, where do we stand in terms of the expansion of the another 600 megawatt of this SKS power?
Can you repeat your question? We couldn't get your question.
Yeah, my first question is that since you have taken over this SKS power, but in the note it is also mentioned that this unsuccessful bidders have filed appeal in the Supreme Court. So what is the current status of that, and what is your management considering?
The matter is subjudized, and the next hearing is coming in the next month end.
So that will go to the first hearing, or already few hearings have happened?
I'll just clarify, the matter is in the Supreme Court. It is sub judice. It has been in the Supreme Court. It has been ongoing for some time now. And the next thing is tomorrow, but it is a vacation bench. Let's see what happens. The matter is, whenever it will be heard as per, the Supreme Court prerogative, so difficult to comment. Difficult.
That's okay. That's understand. And sir, where do we stand in terms of the of the next extension of this power plant, another 600 megawatt, for which we said okay that we already have this so for example this utility ready.
Sir, regarding the next power plant expansion in SKS Power, so we had an environment clearance, but it has not there because it has lapsed. So we have to again redo the public hearing and things like that. Our team is gearing it up, and in coming 1 year or 1.5 years, we'll have all the clearances in place, and then we can start the project.
Okay, sir. My last question is regarding this our captive mining, whatever coal ore we have. So did we now we have reached this optimal you can say extraction, or what other, for example, this valuation is yet to be made, which can push up our EBITDA?
Sir, I'll just make a correction. So we run commercial mines. So I'm just correcting you. The mines are commercial mines except for the core mine, which is a captive mine. All the others are commercial mines, which means there's no restriction on the end use of the mineral. And details, if you refer to the presentation, you will get the current status of each and every mine, sir.
Okay.
The value is yet to come on board,
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So
Thank you.
Refer to slide number, I'll just tell you. You can refer to slide number 21 and 22, and that will give you a clear idea as to what are the levers of growth in mining and what is happening in each and every mine.
Okay. I can see that you also uploaded this presentation today. No problem. I'll go through it. If I have any question, I'll come back on the queue. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rajesh Bhandari from Nakoda Engineers. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. I just wanted to know what is the basic reason that this quarter the results were not that good. Normally, otherwise, Sarda results are quarter to quarter very good. What is the basic reason, sir?
No, sir. One is the results. I think there are a couple of things that you should look at the results. Two are, I think the results are excellent. If you look, you should look at the cash profit. Okay. Because there is a deferred tax component. So look at the cash profit that is also disclosed in the presentation. That is one thing. Then if you look at the revenue growth and the EBITDA growth YOY, you will get a very good idea as to, it's a significant growth, 39% growth YOY and 62% growth in EBITDA. In both for the quarter, and if you look at for the year, there's a 44% growth in EBITDA. So numbers are quite good. The only reason, there are few reasons that will make the numbers even better, which, one is that the ongoing post-acquisition, the stabilization efforts at SKS are on, which means the PLF will keep on improving from here. Also, the results only include partial, 7 months, less than 7 months type of results for SKS. So all that will improve the results further. But I think the results are, if you can see any weakness, you can point out. But normally, I would say the numbers, both on cost, revenue growth or EBITDA growth or cash profit, that's quite good. They cannot be like-for-like comparison because you have hydropower in quarter 3.
जी. And sir, normally ये जो अपना SKS power का जो है, normally what is the PLF?
So we already in the call, the average PLF for FY'25 has been 73%, but in the fourth, that is already mentioned in the Concall address, but in the fourth quarter, because of the efforts that we have put in, the PLF has improved to 80%, and we see an improving trajectory for the PLF. We don't want to put a number to it, but we see an improving trajectory to the PLF going forward. If you see and look at the slide number 5, not slide number 5. Slide number 6. So you will see that April did a 96% PLF, and the plant secured 6th position in the All India PLF rankings of CEA. So things are improving, and clearly it's in the right direction.
और सर ये ferroalloys का demand and price, can we expect any improvement? Hello. Yeah. Ferroalloys demand and price.
Ferroalloys, pricing wise, we will see probably a 5% depression. Mainly, but this is going to be mainly caused by the reduction of the ore prices more than anything else. Demand-wise, we think domestic demand is going to be quite good, strong. Export demand is going to be a little stressed because of these tariff issues and safeguard investigations, everything going on all over the world. So there is a little unpredictability about the export demand scenario. It is a little tough.
तो एक्सपोर्ट अगर डिमांड कम रहेगा तो अपना प्रॉफिट भी तो नीचे आ जाएगा सर फिर?
No, the domestic profitability is quite good because in the domestic we use a less costly ore, right? The grades are quite different, and when we are seeing good support from the domestic, demand is pretty strong. And the second factor which is helping us in our area is that a lot of plants are facing an increased energy cost, especially in the West Bengal area, where DVC has increased the power rate by about 1.20 rupee finally, after a long time. So that's significant. About 30% of India's ferroalloy production happens in that belt.
Yeah.
So that's about 4,000, 5,000 rupees where production cost has increased, So that even if there is some demand weakness, that puts a cap of how much they can reduce the price. Because they're already operating at a very, these profitability levels are quite historically on the lower side at the moment. So there's a limit beyond we can go lower pricing wise.
But our profitability will be then comparatively better because of the availability of the power at a cheaper rate?
Yes, sir. Meaning definitely. And if you see across the industry, we are on the top 25% in the costing wise for the power cost. Except for of plants which are, having some abnormal power rate, which are remaining all are above 7 rupees. 6.57, because some are paying around 6 rupees, but there is a deferred element to it, right? They have a subsidy which is not sustainable. So we don't see major price depression happening at the moment. Demand, it's not so strong, that we have to admit. But then a lot of capacity is also getting cut systematically. As the higher price, people are using higher price electricity are just closing production.
तो अपने को अपना कॉस्ट क्या पड़ जाता है सर पावर का एसकेएस का?
No, that I mean it is.
So that keeps on changing because आप जो raw material use कर रहे हैं and the power that you get definitely captive coal है, तो उससे definitely pricing में advantage रहता है. तो
मतलब 10-20% तो एडवांटेज रहता है सर?
नहीं, उसमें मल्टीपल चीजें हैं सर. देखिए जैसे पीपीए जहाँ पे है वहाँ पे एफएसए कोल मिलता है, फिर अपना खुद का कोयला है, उसका है, थर्ड पार्टी लेते हैं, तो इसलिए कमेंट करना मुश्किल है. बट यस, अवर कॉस्ट ऑफ वेरी वेरी कम्पेटिटिव.
जी ठीक है सर, ठीक है. ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर द फ्यूचर सर.
थैंक यू
सर.
Thank you. Participants who wish to ask questions may please press star and one at this time. The next question is from the line of Rakesh Roy from Boring AMC, Omkar Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. My first question regarding, sir, if you see our steel volume is down nearby 11%, nearby 13%, sorry, 13% year-on-year, sir. Any reason demand is slow or anything else?
Rakesh, there are 2-3 things I've covered in my Concall address also, that we had taken some breakdown corrections in our plant. So we had stopped our plant for 30 to 45 days for further improvement in the plant. One is that. Second is, intermittently, when the power rates in the grid is higher, we tend to stop our productions, and because better realization and giving power to IEX, so we reduce our production there and we sell power in the grid. So that could be also the reason.
Okay. So, but sir, you say you sell the power to the grid, na? So if you see your power realization for this quarter is there by 6 rupees 50 paisa, if I'm right, compared to last quarter is a 6 rupees 64 paisa.
No, in quarter 4 the realizations were weaker. Now it has in the first quarter it has gone up.
Okay, so in the first quarter it got up. But that's why I was saying that in Q4, as you say, due to the higher realization, you make sell to the power to the grid. That's why the production is down. But
main reason, if you refer to our on-call address also, the main reason is because the plant was not operational, doing certain modifications for better quality and efficiency and all of that, which you will see in terms of better results going forward. So the plant was under maintenance and improvement for more than a month. Different units were under different days of closure. So that is the main reason. And of course, yes, we have sold certain part to the IX and all. So that depends on the time of the. So while it might have been lesser, but certain times of you get. So that way, you have to work out the economics.
Okay. So my next question is, any guidelines for FY'26 in terms of volume for this was steel and power for 26 at 10 to 7?
Normally we don't give forward guidance, but we have taken modifications and we expect things to be, because the plant will now be operational, so, and with a better efficiency, so things should be better. But in terms of numbers, we don't give forward-looking guidance.
No, I'm not asking in terms of number. I'm telling in terms of percentage, 5%, 10% from here for FY'25, like this type. In terms of volume.
Commodity prices, you can not predict how the commodity prices.
I'm just saying, if prices remain same, today prices remain like for whole year, so how much volume you are expecting?
See, the logical is that it should come back to the regular levels of production. The production will come back to the normal levels which was there in FY'24 and maybe improve a little bit because of the modifications we have done. But then beyond that, saying anything will be very difficult because it's a very volatile market. Prices you don't know in commodity to put a price. So that is very difficult.
Okay. My second question is, sir, are you seeing any margin improvement from here because coal prices is down, and if you see margin improvement from Q1 or Q2 from here onwards?
So power definitely will I think Q1 compared to Q4 things will be. Normally thermal power Q1 is the best quarter.
Okay. So we see the margin will improve from sequential versus margin will improve in Q1 compared to Q4.
Very hard to say for commodity prices. It's very hard to say that, but there are raw material prices are also going down as well as the finished prices are also going down. So, but there is a lag when the finished products prices go down, and because after generally the raw material prices go down later. But we can see the trend that the raw material prices and finished prices going a little bit down from here.
Okay. Okay. So my last question is, any chance to in next 2-3 years you will hive off your power business, because the power revenue is nearby 45% of total revenue, nearby after SKS. So any chance in next, or you are planning to hive off this power business to separate company and like this, any plan?
No, I mean, see,
No plan.
the name of the company is Sarda Energy and Minerals Limited, you know.
Okay.
Right. So and it begins with energy. It begins with energy, correct? And energy, as I said in the opening remark also, energy is going to become more and more prominent. That is the clear guidance that we can give you, that energy vertical is going to become more and more prominent in terms of contribution to both top line and bottom line. If you see slide number 5 of the presentation, already EBIT contribution of the energy vertical is almost 50%.
Exactly.
Expect that to go up significantly because of various reasons which are already captured in that slide, you know. So
yes.
So the energy vertical for Sarda Energy and Minerals is going to become more and more prominent, and the name itself is Sarda Energy. So, you know. So.
Yes, okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for myself.
Thank you. Thank you. Right.
Thank you. Participants who wish to ask questions may please press star and 1 at this time. To ask a question, please press star and 1 now. The next question is from the line of Bharat Pathak, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Is my voice audible?
Audible.
Yeah. Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity to ask the question. And first of all, congratulations to the entire team for such phenomenal results.
Thank you, Bharatji.
My question is not actually a question. I just wanted to understand. It's page number 36. That thermal power generation versus sales. So we see that the generation is 3,482 million kilowatt hours, but the sales is only 2,096 million kilowatt hours.
The balance is captive consumption.
Balance is captive
and
consumption.
auxiliary वगैरह.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, sir. That was my only question.
So we have in thermal power, as you would appreciate, we have 2 type of assets in thermal power. One is the power plant, the IPP, where we sell the power to the grid or under PPA or whatever. So where we basically sell the power. And the other is the captive power plants of 160 megawatt. You know, so that those captive power plants we use for internal consumption for manufacturing of steel or ferroalloy. So that is why the difference that you see between the generation and sales.
Okay.
I hope that clarifies.
Yeah, I understood that part. If you allow me, maybe I can ask one more question.
Please.
Yeah. I was looking at this metals production and sales numbers for iron ore pellets and sponge iron, steel pellets, wire rod, HB wire, and ferroalloys. I see that it's like last 4-5 years is like completely flat, maybe hardly some 4%, 2.3%, minus 2.5% growth, 4.5% growth. So is this like a common trend across industry, or like there's something specific only to our company?
No, you are talking about the production numbers, volume?
Yes, production and sales thing, right? So like almost like flat for the last 4 to 5 years.
So it is like this, that production wise. So now we have, so on a big picture basis, now we have basically 3 verticals: energy, minerals, and metals. Okay, metals is our legacy business, which is already under optimum utilization or optimum production level. There might be minor delta in production here and there because of some improvements that we do in the plant, etc. But there is no major expansion that we are planning on the metal side as of now. Largely the expansions that are happening are either on the mineral side or on the energy side. as you can see from the revenue growth and EBITDA growth numbers also, that the growth is coming from energy and minerals, right? The metal side type of growth, or rather the type of improvement that will happen will be either carbon footprint reduction or improving efficiency, which includes projects like solar project or the mineral fiber project that we did recently. So those are things which reduce cost, save cost, or improve efficiency or reduce carbon footprint for the company as a whole and make the steel more greener and all of that, you know. So we are not doing any large capacity expansion on the steel side. Pankaj, you want to add anything to it?
Yeah, I totally agree. Strategically, we have taken a decision. The group has taken a decision that we would want to grow in energy and minerals direction, and that's how we have put our capexes in last 5 years in those areas.
So the EBITDA for this coal-based thermal power generation, like you said, like for the hydro thing, it comes around 72% EBITDA margin. Is it something similar for coal, or it is much lower?
Coal is much lower, sir. Coal is much lower. Hydro, because there is no cost in hydro, no. The only cost in hydro is during the putting up the capex. Otherwise, water is free, you know.
Oh, okay. Fine. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for answering the question.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rajesh Bhandari from Nagoda Engineers. Please go ahead.
Thanks for giving me chance once again. सर इनफैक्ट आपने अभी जैसे बताया कि ग्रोथ के आपके जो है अभी एनर्जी और मिनरल में है, दैट इज द बेस्ट थिंग एज अ मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट, बिकॉज दे विल बी द बेसिक प्राइस अर्नर. अच्छा सर, एनर्जी के लिए जैसे है द डिमांड इन इंडिया इज गोइंग टू इंक्रीज एवरी डे. इसमें सोलर प्रोजेक्ट के लिए भी अपने पास जो पावर प्लांट है एसटीएस का, उसमें तो इतनी जगह है सर कि सोलर वगैरह का अपन अभी से नहीं लगाना शुरू कर सकते हैं.
Sir, as of now we are putting 150 near Raipur.
150 megawatt.
50 megawatt.
50 megawatt. Okay. जी जी.
As of now we are putting 50 megawatt, and major capexes on solar side as of now is this much only.
Okay. And greener steel के कुछ एडवांटेज मिलते हैं सर प्राइस वाइज? एनी इंसेंटिव?
Mohit ji?
Greener steel.
No, green steel as such, there is no policy of the government at the moment to price it over or give a price incentive. But going forward, you know, as a group, you are reducing your carbon footprint, which is important. That is the major.
Okay.
As of now, there is no settled norm from the government that they will pay extra for some green steel or something. Like the technologies which are going to be used in green steel also are still under, you know, study. Whether they radical technology like hydrogen, or they will do some radical improvement in the current steel making by reducing the amount of the carbon burning, or you know, different way of reduction. So it's a technology under transition at the moment. Very difficult to say anything very clearly.
और सर ये जैसे थर्मल कोई एनसीएलटी का और कोई प्लांट है जिसको अपन लेने का प्लान बना रहे हैं?
Sir, we evaluate opportunities in the verticals that we are focusing on, which is energy and minerals. We keep on evaluating opportunities. Our balance sheet is very strong. I think the way the capital allocation that we have done has been very prudent. So we keep on evaluating. Sir, कुछ आएगा तो जरूर, अगर मतलब fit होगा हमारे business में तो, and you know, and is there, so we'll definitely look at it. You know.
और अभी जैसे ये भूषण स्टील एंड पावर जेएसडब्ल्यू से तो स्क्रैप करवा रही है पोर्ट.
सर उस पे स्टे आ गया कल
है सर?
कल स्टे आया उस पे.
हाँ वैसे वो स्टे दिया है. अच्छा
सर अपना मैटर और उनका मैटर इज टोटली डिफरेंट.
हाँ
कैन नॉट कंपेयर.
जी
एप्पल टू एप्पल, राइट.
ठीक है सर. ओके सर, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू.
Okay.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Marcel, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah. I have gone through your sales slides. Just I have two questions. Number one is regarding coal. Means currently for this SKS power unit, how much approximately coal is being consumed and how much coal is, and against that, how much coal we are utilizing from our captive production and how much we are buying, number one. In the same regard, suppose once we, like Gare Palma, suppose if we just spent 1.8 million ton, then what will be our cost of production for the coal, and currently the coal which we are buying for SKS power, at what rate are we buying?
I'll answer this. Sir, every day if the plant is running at full capacity, we are consuming 10,000 tons of coal.
Okay.
Depending on the GCB and the ARB, generally I'm just giving you thumb rule how the consumption is happening. Government comes out with Shakti coal linkages, which the coal prices are much cheaper. So if we are lucky and if we get good pricing in Shakti coal linkages, we try to take as much as coal from Shakti coal linkages. And the shortfall is always, we have a facility of a coal mine from where we can always utilize our coal. Okay. So, but our coal mine is as told also in earlier question, it's a commercial coal mine. So, if it is not consumed in our captive power plants or IPP, it can be sold in the market as well.
No, that's very good, sir. Yeah. My second question regarding this, one of the unit was shut down for about a month. So, was it properly insured? Did we file a claim on the insurance for this shutdown? Means like because there was fire incident also. So, like, did we file a claim for the for the loss of profit as well? Because this insurance has nowhere been mentioned in the accounts also.
No, so you have to appreciate one thing, sir. The asset or this plant was taken under NCLT, which means it was an NPA, and it was basically being not run as a regular plant, right? So hence after we came in, we have doing regular improvements and things like that. But it takes, whenever you buy distressed asset, it takes some time before you can kind of stabilize it properly and take it, make the operations proper and efficient the way you want a regular asset to run. So you will see, in the initial, in a distressed asset, you will always find these type of challenges and something happens, something missing, this, that, so that is where all this is.
No, actually, I am not referring to the first shutdown, which was the maintenance shutdown, which is like normal part and parcel of any plant, like from September to October. That's fine. I am talking about the fire incident.
Yes, I'm happy to share that there was no loss of asset, and I'm very proud of our team who had worked day and night to bring back the equipment in running condition.
But sir,
immediately we could procure them and could import them on timely basis or on a fast basis. So
the fire was detected very fast and it was quenched almost immediately. Within half an hour, everything was over.
नहीं वो मतलब बहुत अच्छी बात है सर. मेरा क्वेश्चन है कि ड्यू टू दिस कंसिक्वेंटली वी आल्सो लॉस प्रॉफिट फॉर 1 month. तो उसके लिए तो आपने क्लेम किया होगा. मैं पूछ रहा हूँ सर. यदि हमारी पॉलिसी में कवर नहीं है तो इसको काइंडली कवर करवाइए फिर इसको.
Loss of profit requires a shutdown 45 days or something like that, and it didn't get triggered.
Okay.
कि इतना प्रोडक्शन लॉस इतने डेज का होना चाहिए. दैट it has to be minimum 45 days and it didn't get triggered.
हाँ नहीं साड़ा साहब यहाँ पे मेरी थोड़ा सा सजेशन है.
नहीं सर, जो दूसरी बात मैं आपको बता रहा था वो यही बता रहा था कि जब आप एक एनपीए एसेट लेते हैं, नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट, तो उसमें हमेशा गैप्स रहते हैं. तो हम भी के फिल कर रहे हैं. दैट्स व्हाट आई वाज ट्राइंग टू टेल यू कि आवर टीम हैज बीन कंटिन्यूअसली ऑन द जॉब आफ्टर द टेक ओवर ऑफ द एसेट. बट एनी एनपीए एसेट इसको नॉर्मली प्रॉपर फॉर्म में लाने में आपको 6 महीना 9 महीना लग जाता है बिफोर.
हाँ फुल्ली एग्री
बोला.
हाँ तो सर in the same sequence I want to give you one more valid input here, because 45 days, for example, as our other colleague has mentioned regarding this, like it is the minimum required for the policy. But so let me tell you, those minimum criteria are set by different insurer as per different, and these can be negotiated. So 45 days is a too large period. So I will request that उसको कम कराए, 7 दिन कराए, 3 दिन कराए उसको. हाँ.
Fully take your point, sir. That is why I said at the beginning that there will be gaps in any NPA asset, and the team is working to fill those gaps. You know, we appreciate it.
Fantastic. Fantastic, sir. अच्छा सर, इसमें दूसरा था कि जो PPT में लिखा है कि mineral fiber project. What is mineral fiber project? Can you just give some highlight on this one?
The mineral fiber is basically from waste. We are making. The project has just come online in March. We have started supplying some product in the market, and we'll come back with details as market acceptance and sales pick up, all of that.
अच्छा कितना cost इसमें कैपेक्स लगा इसमें?
It's basically a waste to wealth project,
नहीं, how much capex was incurred, sir?
$50 tons. Capacity
50?
50 tons.
नहीं, capex expenditure how much?
Capex was 70 crores.
70 crores. So like
70 crores of capex happened.
Will it be break-even positive, sir? Or the money is gone?
Sorry, sir?
Will it be break-even positive in the near future?
Sir, we are positive. We are positive on the product. We have just started supply. We have built a good team, and we have just started supplying to the market. So that's why I said maybe in the next quarter we'll comment more on the product. But we also are more. I mean, the market acceptance and all of that increases. It takes some time to build the market. So we are in that phase.
Understand. And sir, one other humble submission and suggestion is like.
There is lot of disturbance from your side. I think so. You are in some traffic.
Hello, is it okay?
Better.
Hello. Yeah. So what I was saying that like as you mentioned that we are using 10,000 metric ton of coal per day. So it means there is huge amount of logistic and transportation required for the coal, this movement as well as the ore also. So sir, like I have seen, because in my own experience I have seen that like this logistic cost for this commodity business like be it cement or steel, it's very high. 30% cost is generally the logistic cost. So are you 100% taking this transportation on hire, or did you also create your own fleet and transport department? Because we could save a lot if we do our own captive, for example, captive transportation.
Sir, as of now, we don't have our own fleet, and managing fleets is a different ball game, and you need to have that bandwidth also to handle all the truckers and the drivers and the helpers and the trucks and the maintenance, etc. So as of now, we don't have this facility in place. And right now, as Mr. Nilay Joshi discussed, that our first and primary objective of this IPP plant is to run at full capacity and to have better PLF numbers. So we are focused.
Sorry to interrupt, sir.
At the moment.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
Mr. Marshall, I would request you to mute your lines while the management is answering your question. There is a lot of disturbance from your background.
Okay.
So that is the idea. So we are focused on improving the PLF of the plant. Maybe in future, we can think of that.
So just to add on to what Mr. Sarda said, we are, from the logistics side, the power plant, the IPP plant already has a running railway siding, okay, on which the coal delivery happens as on date also. I mean, that is the best way of logistics for coal. Our Sirtala plant also has a railway siding, and we are in the process of developing a railway siding at our coal mine. So we see that the best way to transport coal in the most cost-effective manner is through railways, and we are working already. Both our major plants are having a railway siding in place, and we are developing a railway siding on our coal mine also. So I think that should largely take care of the logistics, of getting the logistics part under control.
Sir, I fully agree. Just like because my own experience, I'm only sharing with you. I understand that currently our prime focus, our prime objective is to maximize the PLF, no doubt. I'm not saying to do today, but what I'm saying, since we are also shareholder for the long term, what I'm saying that, for example, even if this railway siding is there, if the railway siding is coming to the pit or to the head of the plant, it's fantastic. But again, for example, there's unloading, loading is there. I have seen that how the transporters are minting money. I have seen from my own. Sir, kindly let me finish, sir. Sir, I have seen that how the transporter have become multi-million. I have seen them growing in the last 30 years. So that's what I'm saying. Not now. Means we can create a separate department or separate profit center, like be it sufficient admin guy, transporter guy, whosoever, because since our volume is too huge and plus we are more investing in the minerals and the mines, so this requirement is going to be more and more because here, sir, like this transporter, a person who buys a truck today, within 24 months, his truck becomes cost of free. So what I'm saying, this is kind of the delta they are making. So please, if we cannot replace 100% of the transporter, at least 30, 40, 50%, we should start. Like we should make a plan so that in the next 1 year, 2 years we can start it. And we are a fund plus company. There is no problem in funding those things. But yes, I fully agree. Existing manpower of transport department cannot run it. It has to create a separate vertical, which itself has to be profit center. So definitely it will bring some more profit for the company, sir. And like currently it is, we think it is either, for example, we are taking it as granted, but there is a money which can be saved for the company, sir.
Sir, thanks for your suggestion. We'll look into it. Thank you.
Thank you. And sir, like regarding PPA, you mentioned that in the Q4 it was 80%.
Mr. Marcel, sorry to interrupt. May we request you to return to the question queue for a follow-up question, as we have participants waiting in the question queue? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to ensure that the management is able to address questions from all participants in the conference, please limit your questions to 2 per participant. The next question is from the line of Sarda from Nirmal Bang Securities Private Limited. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity. I want to just ask our new capacity of 600 megawatt, which is fully operational in the current year. What kind of revenue addition we can expect and EBITDA from that project?
So you mean the SKS power, the 600 megawatt?
Yes.
So you can take maybe, 400 crores of saleable units maybe.
400 units.
Crore.
400 crore of revenue.
Yeah. No, units, saleable units. Power units.
Last year we produced around 3,700 million units. So this year our target would be to use 1,200 million units. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Pranya from Alpha Invest. Please go ahead.
Hi. Am I audible?
Yeah.
All right. Just continuing on the last participant's question, you mentioned that you're hoping to produce some 4,000 million units. So what is the average price per unit that you're expecting?
No, the price varies.
Yeah, for sure.
Around 100 megawatt, we have a PPA in place, but for the balance, it depends on short-term etc. So, but I can give you a more broader picture. What we are doing is, as a strategy, we are trying to tie up a large part of the capacity, long-term PPA. We are working on that.
Sorry to interrupt. Mr. Pranay, can I request you to mute your lines while the management is answering your question? Thank you.
Sure.
Yes, sir, you may go ahead.
Yeah. So I was saying that as a strategy, I mean, we right now have around 100 megawatt of medium-term PPA, and we are trying to basically see that a larger part of the capacities can be tied up into medium-term PPAs or long-term PPAs so that you have more stability in terms of price at that point in time. But right now, to comment on one single price, it will be very difficult because short-term arrangements on sale of power or on IX, whatever, that keeps on varying. It's a seasonal thing. Summers you get a very good high price, and then rainy season you'll get a low price. So it changes. So you have to get into long-term or medium-term PPAs to give a proper price guidance.
Okay. All right. But can you just give a guidance on what are the current PPAs being done at, like the current rate and market, like not the exchange rate, but PPA rate? Existing deal that is happening.
So the existing 100 megawatt is at 5.2.
Okay. All right. And on average, we can assume 5 rupees, considering summer plus other and later on less. Something like that.
And I think average between 5 to 6 for the whole year. That range.
Okay. And just one or two more questions on this side. What is the debt for the thermal power plant? How long is the expected life of this asset that is procured?
No, I didn't get the first question. I didn't get the second part of the question. The total funding requirement of the cost of the acquiring the project was 1950 crores, and that was actually funded in a debt to equity of 70-30. So around 1380 crores of bank debt is what we had taken, and we are already repayments have started.
So just wanted to confirm, when we acquired the project, like we acquired the company, there was no debt on the company itself, right? Like on SKS.
So this acquisition happened under IBC, where basically it had already become NPA, right? The asset was an NPA asset.
Okay.
So we basically the payout that we made went to financial creditors or operational creditors. So that debt was settled in that sense.
Okay, so the company itself is debt free. We have taken some debt to fund the acquisition. 70-30.
So now it is merged actually. Now it is a single entity.
Yeah. So the debt is just the one we have. So the 2,000 crores is the total acquisition.
The only debt which came with the asset was the one that we raised to fund the acquisition. There was no debt which came along with the asset.
Okay. And the second part of the question was what is the expected life of this asset?
Pankaj, you want to answer that?
It would be around 30 years from now because it has run very little.
Okay. So usual thermal power plant run 35 years or so, I'm assuming 30-35 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rajesh Bhandari from Nakoda Engineers. Please go ahead.
हाँ सर, मेरे को एक चीज पूछना था. अभी अपना ये प्लांट जो है SKS Power, is it being maintained still by NTPC?
No, just within a month after our acquisition, we terminated the contract, and we are looking after with the existing people only and few.
Oh, Sarda is in a position to maintain such a big plant. That's really commendable.
The result shows.
Yeah, it's really commendable, sir.
Sir, we have a very highly qualified team of people, very, very senior people from NTPC and other established organizations who have joined us over a period of time, including, the gentleman, Mr. Gupta was speaking, he was a very senior executive director with NTPC. So we have a very strong team in place.
Strong team. और ये मिनरल फाइबर जो है सर, इसका ईयरली कितना टर्नओवर एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं?
Sir, right now it will be very too early to speak about. That's what I said. It's a new product that for us we have introduced in the market. Initial response we have got is positive. but you give us a quarter or two before we can put numbers to it, you know.
अच्छा अच्छा, इसका क्या एप्लीकेशन क्या है सर मिनरल फाइबर?
Energy conservation.
Oh, is it kind of glass wool?
रॉक वूल का रिप्लेसमेंट, मतलब रॉक वूल समझ लीजिए.
रॉक वूल. ओके सर, ओके. ठीक है सर. Thank you sir, thank you very much. This was the last question from my side. Thank you sir, thank you very much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of time, we conclude this call and I hand the conference over to the management for closing comments.
The year gone by, breaking year for the company, and current year is more exciting. The diversification strategy of the company into energy and minerals has paid off well. The operating performance of IPP has shown consistent improvement. The company has been reinvesting surplus funds in a number of diverse projects for long-term sustainable growth. Current year performance will have incremental benefit of full year operations of the IPP, increased production and commissioning of 3 new projects, that is 25 megawatt Reher Hydro Power Project in Chhattisgarh, the Mineral Wool Project in Vizag, and 50 megawatt Solar Power Project in Chhattisgarh. Please feel free to reach out to us or our IR team for any further questions. Thank you all.
Thank you. On behalf of Sarda Energies and Minerals Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.